This podcast was recorded in Melbourne, Australia, known by the traditional owners as Nam. We would like to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation and pay our respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. We celebrate their resilience, their continuing culture, and acknowledge that their sovereignty was never ceded.
Hello all you baddies, benders and babes, and welcome back to the Book of War, an Avatar Legends real play, the story of 4 teens seeking the Book of War in a world without the Avatar. My name is Jesse Thomas and I play Minh, FANG, the Foundling, he, him, a repressed runaway lava bender from the Earth Kingdom who found a new home for themselves in the Northern Water Tribe while hiding from deadly family secrets.
That was me sipping champagne for you succeeding.
That was great. Yeah, thank you. Cool. Lost my flow now. Lost my fact that I just had that I've been thinking of for the last 6 seconds. It's gone forever.
All right, let's go home.
Yeah, cool. My Minh fact was Minh had a little teacup pig pigeon
Okay.
called Mew.
When pig pigeons fly,
And
I guess I'll.
Well, this is the thing. You know how the Beifong's family crest is a flying boar?
Yeah.
This is like the non-rich version. A pig pigeon is not a flying boar. They are
We have flying boar at home.
financially distinct animals. But yes, off of my boring one, on to much more interesting things.
No, I'm still hung up on this pigeon pig thing. So is it a pig with wings or is it a pig with the head of a pigeon?
You
or is it...
can't drink out of it. It's not allowed.
not a teacup.
Not a teacup.
I think it is. So instead of like the big, large, graceful white wings of the flying boar of the Beifongs, I think it just has like grey, small pigeon wings nestled on the side of its body.
I like that every time.
They're a non-flying animal.
Yeah.
And when it walks, its head does that weird hit.
God, that is adorable.
And instead of like a buck, it's a oink, oink.
Number 3 merchandise. So we got Sudi, we got Kabash, we got this the Fang teacup pig. My name is Lucas, I think. I play Tomo the Hammer. Ooh. Him. A combustion bender freed from his past demons and ready to unleash his full power to right all the many wrongs in this world and protect his family.
Ooh, that's cool. It's fun. I like that.
It is a new chapter. Fun fact about Tomo, I don't know.
I've changed.
I've changed my
It's a new
playbook.
man.
That's the rule.
It's just, I guess, so you know a little bit about the new Tomo. My stats are rubbish now. Creativity +1, focus -1. I've got to get my head around that. I used to have -3. My harmony is 0, but my passion is +2. Which is exciting.
Going from a +3 in focus to a -1 in focus, that's a huge step.
Yeah, it is a huge. So yeah. Be ready. Well, I mean, from a razor to a hammer, like I think that's appropriate. And also my 2 balance points is force and care.
I think works
Cool.
very, very well.
Forceful care.
Forceful care. So expect lots of bear hugs, everybody. No, sorry, what's it? A platypus bear?
Platypus bear hugs.
Nice.
A platypus. Expect lots of platypus bear hugs.
Although we do
everybody.
know canonically regular bears.
Regular bears,
exist,
but
they're a
that's
lot
that's
rarer.
weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's not
It's
okay.
That's
just a bear.
weird. Yeah, it's just a weird.
Oh.
Hello, everybody. My name is Georgie Hazel, and I play Nuro, the Destined, they, she, he, a runaway from the strange and mystical foggy swamp. Once a lone wanderer and now part of a pack, Nuro finds themselves navigating a world more complex and mysterious than they ever knew. But every step they take forward, the shadow of the swamp grows bigger. Gasp. My Nuro fact is that Nuro is really not okay, I think. After that last episode, I think that, honestly, a little part of their childhood died the moment they plunged that icicle into Sapphire. I think that in this moment, they're on the verge of either sobbing or breaking, but on the outside is a numbness as cold as that ice. Maybe.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
Everyone's bringing the game this time.
Not me with my teacup pigeon.
Well, I thought it was a good fact you thought of in 6 seconds, truth be told.
I'm very impressed. Also, I want one.
Hello, everybody. My name's Ted Darling. I play Banji, the Guardian, he, him. a runaway from the Fire Nation army who has instead chosen to use his strength to protect the vulnerable. My Banji fact, I guess it's more of like a TED fact. I actually had a Discord phone call with one of our patrons this week.
Cool.
Yeah. Everyone in the Discord would know him as Avleg Pete. He's Pete. And he had a phone call with me just chatting about, he used to be in the military. So he was giving me the lowdown on some military tactics and some lingo that I can start throwing in Banji's character.
That's
and
so
stuff.
cool.
So, yeah, it was very, very generous. So big shout outs to Pete and everyone on Discord, really. But yeah, thank you. That's my fact for today.
That's
really cool.
That's
That's
awesome.
amazing.
Well, he
Thank you,
sent me
Pete.
an email with what he's spoken about and what I have to expect, or else you're in trouble.
It was funny.
very
We did spend-
But then he also sent me like a propaganda poster to go with it as well. So
nice.
I will check with him whether we can release that
Yeah.
to the people, because it's very silly.
We did spend a good 5 minutes talking about how you got the term army wrong when they were assaulting
not
the
this
Dragon
again.
Island. He was like, Ash shouldn't have used the term army. It should have been, I think it was platoon.
Platoon, yeah. An army has a certain number of
Yeah,
people in it,
yeah.
and so this, yes, it's just weird. It's what the Fire Nation want. I don't make up the Fire Nation things. I do, but he doesn't know that. Hello, my name is Ash. I am the Grand Master of the White Lotus, and my Ash fact this week is that last night I was the MC for Matt Harrison's wedding, who has married the beautiful Emily.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congrats, Matt.
When, Emily, you eventually listen to this episode, please know that we all love you here and we can't wait to see all of your amazing fan art when you finally get there, because she's a very accomplished and wonderful artist.
Oh, nice.
That being,
Nice to have one of those on a team.
Oh.
Side eye to Georgie.
Wow.
I thought that was a side eye to Ted.
Why?
I thought it was a side eye to me.
Get over yourself, Jesse.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But the fun fact comes from, I actually introduced myself. Hello, I am the MC for the night. You might recognize
Like
my
that?
voice. So as I was Master of Ceremonies, I actually started by saying, everyone, you might recognize my voice from the podcast, The Book of War, which of course no one had heard. And someone was saying earlier on, they're like, oh, we like that shameless plug that was thrown in there. I'm like, well, obviously I didn't do it to get listeners from this wedding. I thought it would just be a funny little thing to throw in, and a couple of people in the audience would have a little snigger about it. Until everybody over the course of the night, what's the podcast we want to listen? So we should now have another 30 listeners.
Nice.
And that'll be a great time when they eventually get to this episode and they're, oh, he duped us. That's how it goes.
Always on that grind. Always be grinding.
But speaking of Matt Harrison and his wonderful stuff, please roll his music. It has been about 2 weeks. Shortly after you left the boat, it sunk down through the wharf into the water. In that time, a lot of things happen. There is much chaos over what is happening with Sapphire's empire. Her body is not recovered. No one has really gone down after that boat sank. The pirates that we know and love are currently trying to do a few things around the island and get themselves set up where they can. There are other people grabbing for power, but for the most part, when mooks get the chance, they just scatter and move. I see this as some time where you four get to spend a little bit of downtime recovering from both physical and mental wounds and being able to be in one of the simultaneously beautiful but seedy, underbellied places. The island is your oyster. What we'll talk about here is the journey of the stuff that you've done in those 2 weeks, you know, little moments or whatever it might be. I want everyone to recover full fatigue. Mm-hmm. I want you to remove 2 conditions and recenter your balance from wherever it might be. Jesse, let's start with you.
Great. Min's been quite injured. He's had a cut on his face and then he's been exploded a couple of times. So I think he's leaving like his final medicine man appointment. He's just been given the all clear on his face
Yeah.
and like his dislocated shoulder from getting exploded or whatever it might have been. and he's got a full bill of health, finally.
Yeah, I think between Tito's healing touch and seeing a medical professional or what passes for a doctor in this world, who's...
That's why I said a medicine man.
I think that they come out and says like, yep, we've made sure that this scar will now heal. There's no sign of infection. It has been stitched back together.
But it's not going away.
No, son.
It's not going to...
That's going to be there forever. It will get better. The redness will go down and it will blend into the face a bit more, but that is a permanent scar.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, Doc.
That'll be 80,000 gold pieces. I don't know what the... No.
80,000?
I don't know what the medical economy is around here.
Well, we don't have that, so...
Do some dishes out the back.
Dishes at a medical... No. Yeah, I'll hand over some gold.
That's fine. You pay the appropriate medical amount.
I think Minh sort of wanders off into the city, sort of like contemplating his new face and just like thinking about it. It's like, oh, my good looks are gone. Woe is me.
How long is Min's hair at the moment?
I feel like Min's actually it's gotten longer. He hasn't had a haircut in a very long time. So I think it's a bit longer now. Luckily, it's still immaculate, though. So one of the few things he has control over is how good his hair looks, so he's going to absolutely be keeping that. But it no longer is like the picturesque version of the statue back home. It's a little bit longer. As Min's walking back to the hotel from his doctor's appointment just to go see everyone, he's sort of reflecting on everything that has been going on and happened, and he's had to roll with the punches a lot more than he ever thought he had to. Like, he lost his rope way back on the island. He then had to start earthbending again, and then all of a sudden he's learnt more lava bending, and then he's finally figured out how to like detect the heavy step, seismic sense stuff a little bit more. So I think just in his general perception of the world as he's walking back, he's just become a bit more creative, and he's sort of realised that he has a bit more of a creative approach to things nowadays. And so for Min's level up, I have increased his creativity by 1. So now I have a creativity of 2.
I like the idea that every now and again you take a step and you just make it a little bit heavier just to try and hone that a little bit. Yeah.
And I think as he's walking through, like, I guess a market looking for some food to bring back for the folks, like at every few steps, he's just like doing a little bit harder and seeing what he can feel and taking note of things that he can't see, opposed to what he can see, and confirming that it's there through the steps. And he still hasn't mastered it yet. He knows that he's got a little bit more to go, but he's getting a lot more comfortable for sure.
You'll also need to find your mother to get that mastery condition too.
Yes. Yeah, he has a grasp of it, but he doesn't really know how to make it a consistent thing. So, yeah, he doesn't have much of a clue. Yeah, I think he's going to find some food because it's roughly lunchtime and he said he would. So I'm going to go to like a bento place.
Yes.
And get like 4 bento boxes.
Nice.
A vegetarian one for Banji.
Look at you learning.
A seafood one for Nuro. A 2 for Tomo. Just of the regular ones, just but 2 of them, because he knows Tomo needs more food, and he's noticed he hasn't been eating as much, so he's going to try and force him to eat more. And then like the most expensive one for himself. So he's just going to be walking through Shimsum market with like a big stack of bento boxes.
All right, so I'm going to take from that then, this is the thing that Ash is taking, is that now the money has been re-divvied back out again, so it's not all just in one person's hands.
Wonderful.
Wait, don't I get a say in that? No,
it's
fine.
Like, we're talking just the standard gold. You've still got all your big treasure.
Yeah.
The amount of times that Minfang's reached into his pocket and been like, Tomo has the money.
Yeah. If I'm not anything, I'm consistent.
It's true, you aren't anything.
Yeah, Minh gets to the door of the place we're staying in, and he realizes he can't open the door. It's made of wood. It's made of wood, and his hands are full, so he's like trying to like kick it open, and I think he just puts his foot through the rice paper. And whoever's in the living room sees Min's foot as he drags the door open.
Generally, that's not how Detect the Heavy Step works. You can't just stick your foot through a door and be like, I see everything now.
So as Minh kind of Banji walks in from because we're beachside, of course. It's got to be beachside.
Oh, it is.
Right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's near the dock. It's that first one we were in, sure.
Exactly. So
in episode 2.
Yeah, Banji's been out on the beach practicing and drilling, firebending. He was really not in a good place in the last few episodes and came very close to potentially dying. So I think in his mind, he's kind of almost snapped back to his training and taken an approach of, I've been holding back for the last little while because I didn't want to hurt anybody, because I've been hurting people for so long that I didn't want to keep doing it. But when he came so close to death, he's like, I actually really want to survive. I want to make it home. I want to see my family again. And I want to protect the people that I care about. And the only way I can do that is by protecting myself. So in this vulnerable state that he's been in, he's just been out on the beach practicing, drilling, doing the firebending moves, punches, kicks, flips, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And for his growth, he's actually, I'm marking a +1 to harmony.
Cool.
And I'm taking that as reconciling the sense of I may have to hurt some people, but as long as I do it for the right reasons, then I'm okay with that.
That sounds really powerful.
Yeah. And so the other thing that Banji's been spending his time doing every morning is going to see Hikaru. He's going to pick up some fresh fish from the markets, and then he's going to go find this cave while it's low tide and go in and spend some time with Hikaru. And
The first thing you notice when you get there, the very first day, Iroh is gone and the kids are gone. Arturo says, yeah, they left like straight away. They just, as soon as they could get out of here, they seemed to. And look, to be fair, the kids really like that guy.
Well, I think it's good that they've gone, to be honest. Where danger seems to follow us, so the less children around us, the better, I think.
I mean, what about the other kid you have hanging around?
Oh, Nuro's special. They can take care of themselves.
I mean, these kids are special. They can kill people with their brains.
Oh, well, I mean, again, the less people we have that can kill people with their brains around, the better, I think, Arturo.
I think Hikaru snorts in that playful fashion that he does. A little wisp of smoke comes out. And
Yeah.
he is bemused by that.
And yeah, once when Hikaru is kind of up and about, I mean, I'm imagining that there's limited movement in the cave.
There is, but I think that he's still happy to see you. I
Yeah.
think that the moment you appear, Hikaru sort of starts shuffling forward and gives you that head nudge that he does that shows affection.
Yeah.
I think he can almost smell the concern, the smell, feel, whatever. I mean, you two are connected, so
Yeah.
I think that that guardianship kind of goes both ways. He's rolled a 10 to see that how much trouble you're in and what you're up to.
Yeah, and so I did clear some conditions, but Banji is still insecure and troubled, and that comes from just failing to act when he could. Minh got injured, and then he couldn't protect Nuro or Tomo, and when all the fighting was going down, he just kind of wasn't super effective in the last fight because, again, he was exhausted. And it's been a couple of fights that he's sort of felt, I'm holding myself back. I need to be more comfortable with actually, taking action.
I think what Hikaru does, I think Hikaru pushes past you and sort of swoops you up a little bit in his tail as he begins to move out of this cave. And as he does, I think you're a little bit astounded by this because he's never done this to you before. And he goes out to the beach where assumedly no one can quite be seen. We know this cave area is a little bit hidden.
Yeah.
And I think that he waits for you to be standing as still as you can be. And then you see him pull a pose. And he just pulls a shape. And then he nudges you with his tail and he pulls the shape again.
Like this, and Banji pulls the shape.
And then very fluidly he moves into a different shape.
And Banji moves into the same shape.
And before too long, every now and again he flicks you with his tail because you haven't done it right, or you're not, the old sensei master with the stick that you tap the hand down, move the leg out, whatever it might be. You begin to realize what it is that Hikaru is trying to show you. And it is making your bending more fluid. It is trying to get the freedom within your movements and trying to make them better.
Yeah.
Because who better to help you with your firebending drills than a dragon?
Yeah.
Let's cut back to Minh Fang trying to get his foot through the door.
Please, I'm gonna fall. My legs through the door. Can you just come take these lunches?
Sorry.
please? Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
And Go and open the door.
Thank you. And Minh breaks another section of pulling his leg back through. Okay, yours is the one on the bottom. So if you want to take the top 4,
Thank you. Oh.
2 of them are for Tomo. Mine's the one on top, and Nuro's is the fish one.
It's like all the others have different coloring. His is just solid gold around the around the band.
Yeah, it's got like a gold. It's like a gold trim on the box. I know it's a really fancy one.
Nuro, Tomo, lunch is on, and I don't think we're getting our security deposit back.
This is a holiday home. They won't even know.
It's just paper, right? You can just put more paper there.
Oh, Arturo, I pull out like a little paper wrapping, and there's like 2 raw fish. I'm like, you eat fish, right?
I mean, I don't need to eat anything, but I'll give it a shot.
What? Oh, you're a...
Maybe,
Wait.
I'm going to roll some dice and just see whether Arturo actively likes foods.
maybe if we squash the fish, he can eat the spirit of the fish.
Arturo's a spirit. I put the fish down on the table near Arturo while he's like looking at it questionably. I'm like, wait, Arturo's a spirit?
So Arturo takes a bite of the fish and just goes, and it just comes straight back out again.
I thought he was just a talking puff and fly. But you're telling me he's a spirit?
I mean, have you seen any other talking animals?
No.
He once had a teacup pigeon
And
pig.
Nuro doesn't count?
I mean, I once had a teacup pigeon pig called Mew, but he couldn't talk.
Oh.
I mean, I could pretend he talked, but
No.
no, he didn't.
So no to the fish. Great. Sorry, Arturo. I thought you might need food, but no.
I mean, I don't know how you thought I lived in a completely secluded cave for possibly thousands of years.
When it comes to spirit stuff, I tend not to think too much. Evidently.
When it comes to anything, you tend not to think too much. Am I right, Banji?
I thought I was a firebender.
All right,
I'm a
listen here.
sick
You
bard.
barely know me, sir. And he like waggles his finger in his face, and he's like, "And I haven't made fun of you once." Tomo, come on, where are you? I'm gonna grab 2 of Tomo's lunches and go trying to find Tomo in one of the rooms.
Where's Tomo right now?
You go to Tomo's room, where he has been for a bit of time recovering. He has been covered in bandages for these last few days, and he's in the process of unwrapping them. And as he unwraps, you kind of walk in, and his back is to you, and you see that what you can see is that where there were the tattoos, the Yudao lines and steamboats, there are now strategically strategically cut scars. Now, I want, as a reference for this, I don't know, people probably aren't familiar, there is a tribe in Papua New Guinea who intentionally scar themselves in such a way that they look like they have crocodile scales. More commonly, I think, in Black Panther.
In Black Panther, yeah.
Black Panther, Killmonger, he has. So imagine something like that, because in this world there is no laser tattoo removal, and so Tomo basically has to come up with a creative way to remove his past. And so now, once there was these lines of invoking steel, there are now scars that does invoked a crocodile lion.
Okay.
Very cool.
And yeah, he's just in the process of like unwrapping the bandages for that, and you still see a bit of blood here and there.
Oh, sorry, man. I didn't realize you were doing your thing. Do you want me to come?
No, come
back.
Come in.
Cool. I'll just put it here. Chopsticks are in the bag.
Great. Hey, how's Nuro doing?
I don't know. I haven't seen them all day.
I've been meaning to speak with them. I think maybe it's time we have a word.
Look, yeah, Nuro's going through it right now. I've been meaning to talk to them about it, but
Yeah, no, I know, which is why space is good, but I think it's time.
About what specifically?
There's a look in their eyes that I've recognized.
Yeah.
It's the look of somebody who's done something that can't be undone.
Okay, but why? What do you know? What do you mean? I mean, what makes you say this?
For those at home who can't see Jesse's face, he's pulled about 3 different expressions in the space of
Yeah, and
a
Minh
second.
Minh's probing. Like Minh doesn't feel the need to lie to you guys anymore, so he's like quite obviously probing, and he's not really hiding that fact.
Yeah. Tomo now turns to face you, and he looks right into your eyes. Nuro has done something to someone that can't be undone.
How do you know about that?
I'm sure I saw the knife, and I didn't see what actually happened, but seeing what Nuro looks like now, who they are now, I think they need us to talk to them.
Yeah, look, I don't know anything about any sort of knife. I know they've got that bone knife that they use, but I'm talking about something. We're talking about 2 completely different things. So
Wait, what are you talking about?
nothing. Look, I've been meaning to talk to you guys about it, but I think I just want to check on Nuro first, and then we can talk. All right, I'll clear it all up, I promise.
Tom-
But you're right, we do need to talk to Nuro.
Where's Nuro right now?
Banji's out in the lounge room and he stands up. Nuro, I said your lunch is here.
I think in response to that, the same door slams open, and I think a beam kind of splinters at that as well.
You are not getting your deposit back.
Just a little bit more damage to that door, and I think they just they're covered in a bit of water. You wouldn't really be able to tell what they've been doing, but they look like they've been trying to do something for hours. They come in. There is just a dark cloud hanging over them, just rain clouds almost.
Your bending's improving.
They just silently just stomp up to the table where their lunch is waiting, and crawl up onto the oh wait, no, it would have been many chairs. They just like crawl into the cushion there and just start eating in silence. They're just They're just
Slonking their food down.
they're slurping up their sharktopus tentacles, like eating really fast. Like they are fixing to just go straight back out the door.
No one's going to take it away from you, Nuro. You can slow down.
I think Nuro just gives you like maybe the briefest glance, and then just goes back to wolfing down their food.
Are we with them now?
I think
yeah.
you
Yeah.
definitely hear them come in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, we'll talk about this later, okay? And Nuro, you're back. Where have you been, buddy?
Practice.
Practicing. Cool.
Obviously not practicing manners.
We run this place. It's fine. You slurp up, Nuro.
Yeah, be slurpy. We're all just a couple of bunch of slurpy kind of guys.
Yeah, I think Nuro eyeballs all of you with like just a tentacle hanging out of their mouth, and then just
I think Minh will sit down with everyone as well and like start eating as well. Just and I feel like it's like an awkward family dinner.
yeah, very
Like
awkward.
something's wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know
I
what
like
it
that
is.
everyone's really silent for a second, and you just hear as Arturo's tried the fish again.
Bro, if you don't like the fish, you don't have to eat.
Yeah, I don't like it. I
That's
really
fine.
don't.
That's fine. Do you want to try? And I sort of like flick a sushimi into his mouth. Also has fish on it though.
Yeah, I think that the
Did you say sushimi?
Yeah.
You mean sashimi?
Sashimi. Sashimi.
Sushi.
no, a sous chef made it.
Okay.
In
Sushi.
Avatar world, it's sushimi.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's some kind of weird like fusion Avatar thing again.
Jesse doesn't have that power to rewrite all of Avatar Universe.
all have the power.
Yeah, this fish comes flying at him, and like in the way that you sometimes see birds do, they just pick up the thing in his head, just goes whoo, and just flings it back at you. Like
It just slaps into Min's face and he's like, "Thanks." Just goes back to eating.
and he does his little puff and fly march along the table, like as he does.
Tomo lets out a little like, which is weird because you've it's only been in the last week and a bit that you've actually ever heard Tomo.
Yeah,
kind of just
I think I hear
absentmindedly
Tomo laugh at me, and I sort of slowly like peer over to Tomo, and I'm like, "All right, funny boy,
What a
what are you
dynamic change.
laughing at?"
No, that was funny. That was funny, right? And like Tomo kind of looks over
Yeah, I
to
think Minh
Ted for
starts
like reassurance.
funny. Ted? Who's Ted?
Sorry, looks over to Banji for like reassurance. Like this, that's funny, right?
I'd like look over at Banji, and the shippies like still on his forehead. He doesn't know.
Look, I mean, it couldn't get any worse.
Starts just dribble
down
down.
his face.
You see it crossed like in front of your eye, and you're like, ugh.
I just slowly with the chopsticks, I just take it off my face and eat it while I'm staring daggers at Banji.
Yeah, but Tomo's also like side eyeing subtly Nuro as well, see how they're reacting to this obviously comical moment.
They do not react at all. I think that this familial banter, this joy, it's a little too much for them. I think they have too much shame to be around that right now. So actually, like probably at the end of the laughter, I think that they just gulp down their drink and you just hear a slam on the table of this glass, and then they just get up and they walk back out of the room, again slamming the door a little too hard.
Let's stick with the three boys,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
then we'll go to
Yeah, that's what I was. Yeah, so fine.
Wow. Has anyone noticed Nuro's behavior the last 2 weeks? It's been a bit intense.
Yeah,
Right.
what happened?
Look, Tomo, you clearly had some sort of experience with them. Like,
The kids that I grew up with, after their first successful takedown, let's say, that's what they look like.
right. Yes, well, I've been meaning to talk to you about it, but I haven't really been in the right headspace. But on the ship, Nuro and I were fighting Sapphire, and she kind of overpowered me at one point, and we were actually going pretty well for quite a while. We did a cool combo move. It was really awesome, actually. They made like a giant sphere of ice on my robe, and I span it around. And
I mean, Fang, what do you got to tell us?
right, well, anyway, Sapphire slashed into Nuro quite severely, and I mean, we know we took them to the doctor, and and Tito helped heal them back up and everything, but in response to that, they grabbed one of the icicles, and just as I was sort of getting back up, she knocked me away and whatever. But she iced Sapphire right in like the chest, where your being alive is highly dependent on it not having an icicle inside of your chest.
Oh, spirits.
Yeah. So, yeah. Look, I know we don't like to coddle them anymore, and that's good. We shouldn't, but once this is all done, guys, we got to make sure we get Nuro back home. I'm back as a kid again. We got to do anything to make that happen, because I mean, we're fine. We're like cool guys. Like trauma's like trauma is like our thing now. Like we got a pretty like you get what I mean. Like we're older, right? We can deal with this, and it will shape us and change us forever in ways that we can't imagine. Life is always going to be difficult, but we get it. You know what I mean?
Everyone puts on sunglasses at this point. And someone says, is it raining in here?
Yeah, but like Nuro still has the right to be a kid, and I think we need to try and maybe have some more fun with them, because I mean, well, look. And I sort of gestured at the food that's like half eaten.
Mm. Taking your first life is not an easy thing.
No.
Would you know anything about that, Minh Fang?
Yeah. I feel like they're going through what I went through a couple of weeks ago, so I might go. If you're fine with me too, I go have a chat with them if you like.
I feel like I've dropped the ball with Nuro. When I took them away from the swamp, this isn't what I wanted for them. I've just really, I can't believe I wasn't there. I'm
Look,
sorry.
if we're to believe Nuro, I think this is what Destiny wants. So I don't think we had much of a choice. I think this is just how it was meant to play out. I mean, I'm all for embracing Destiny now, but like, doesn't mean we have to agree with it. Doesn't mean we can't help.
Please do me a favor. When you're finished talking, let them know that I'm here for them. Whatever they need, just send them to me if they want to come.
Sure, absolutely. Tomo, is there anything? I mean, you're good with kids, right? Like, is there anything I should sort of? Because like, I'm like a cool sort of uncle, and like I'm the cool dad, right? Like, I don't know if
a baby.
Yeah, like
It all comes back down to 3 minutes.
3 minute baby. Minh Fang, I don't know. Maybe this is something that I can perhaps take the lead on. I've much experience with this, and also Nuro and they've seen the things I've done. Surely what they've done is not worse than what I've done, and whatever shame that they're carrying, they know that I would have borne the same burden.
look, sure, it was pretty cold, man. Like,
Ice will do that.
Arturo, now's not the time.
yeah, come on, man. But if you think that's best,
Let me try, and I will send them your way, and I will send them your way, Banji, when they're ready.
Thank you.
great. That's a good idea.
But to be clear, we are all in agreement. Yes. If this is over, and we can help Nuro get home, we will.
yeah.
What has Nuro been up to for the last couple of weeks?
Imagine a bit of like a montage of them waking up in the morning, just staring dead-eyed at the ceiling. They eventually crawl out of bed. They look at the scars on their back from the desert, and then the ones on their new ones on their chest, and can barely look at them for a moment before they run out of the hotel. So they've been doing this every morning. They've been trying to avoid the lads, I think. I think they've been trying to feel as opposite as they're feeling right now. In their mind, there is this cold determination to figure out healing. So pretty much every single day they've been going out to the beach. They've been looking at the little clusters of grass high enough up the slopes. To look for lizard sparrows that might be missing a wing or a limb or like a limp or something like that. And I think that, for these few weeks, they've just been doing their best to try and heal these little guys, but all they've been doing is just throwing water at them, essentially. I think they try their hardest. And so I think it's been a repeat of them trying so hard and then failing, and then just like probably on the beach, just like throwing and kicking sand, just like,
Well, it's so interesting because we've seen Nuro throw tantrums about something they want.
Yeah.
But I don't think that we've ever seen Nuro throw a tantrum about something they couldn't do.
Yeah. I think this is very different to when they were hurt last time. That time they were very mopey. They were missing Yanni. This time there is so much accountability in them for what just happened. And I think that, so much has happened since the last time they were hurt, being lost in the spirit realm and all of that. I think all of it is just building up to this point. Like they're just at a point of just exploding almost. So they've pretty much just shifted so far to determination, and this is something that I've been waiting to do for so long, but it was not narratively. It did not make sense for Nuro, but I am actually going to take my -1 to focus and turn it into a 0. I think that has definitely paid off with their hard focus on.
That's the real loss of childhood right there.
Yeah. I think, just you've seen in the last couple of episodes, they've switched their priorities to, I guess, doing as much with waterbending as they can. So, I think their skills and training have improved since.
So, as of storming out of the room, where are they right now?
They're going back to I think they've got their toy. Actually, just inside the scene, they've got the one that
the
Minh
squidfish,
broke. They've actually been trying to also fix that, I think. So they've just got that on their person, but they're going back to the beach to just try and go back to healing if they can. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're just like, they're manically searching in these little grass patches for little lizard sparrows to try and heal. It's a bit of an unhealthy obsession at this point.
Yeah, I think, Tomo, you're the one that's going out to... Yeah, I think that you see Nuro, and you've seen them be in this space before. And there's been a comfortable distance that you've allowed them to have, but this is your chance to sort of say, maybe we breach that distance.
Tomo follows your footsteps in the sand, steadily, not sneaking up, just steady one step in front of the other, approaching you. Do you move away or?
I think you see Nuro tense up quite a bit at that. I think they're desperate for some comfort and guidance. However, I think that the child confusion and shame is also just making them want to run away. So they're like, you probably can sense that they're going to be quick to leave if you let them.
Nuro, my shoulder is killing me. The healing is not so clean there. Do you think, I notice you're practicing. Do you want to try something on me?
I think you see a moment of fear, and then they're just like dead-faced. They're just like, well, what if I accidentally hurt you?
Tomo turns around and you see his back, and it is covered in scars. Like, you can't do worse to Tomo than he's been through.
I think that seeing that, the desire to help outweighs everything for a moment, and so they kind of really begrudgingly, I think, gesture for you to sit in the sand.
Yep.
And for few breaths, I think they attempt to wash the water from their flask at their hip, wash the water over your back, and there's just some moments of really deep concentration there, of them trying to make something happen.
Yeah. Tomo's gonna let out a That's... Can you go a little bit higher?
I think Nuro just kind of... The water drops. And Nuro says, I know you're lying, Tomo.
Tomo turns around to face you. I am here for you. No, nothing else. You are one of the most important people to me, and I can see you are hurting. But I also really, really appreciate what you're trying to do. You've done nothing wrong.
Yeah, Tomo. You know what? You were right. You were right, Tomo. I've been reckless. I've put everybody in danger. Zhao knows who I am. Banji's team won't ever stop until they find us. If I go home, I risk taking them straight back there. You were right. I should have listened, and you were right.
Listen to me now. Everything we have faced, we have overcome. Together. Every wall, every foe, we have beaten them. We have beaten them together. You have beaten them. You are incredibly powerful, and you should never apologize for that. I was wrong to hold you back. The world should be afraid of us, not the other way around.
But you don't get it, Tomo. It wasn't the swamp. It was me. It wasn't my power. It was me. And I think they start taking a couple of steps back, and you just see shame, so much shame on their face.
Minh Fang told me what happened. I know that is not an easy thing. I'm not gonna tell you that it was right or wrong. I'm just gonna tell you this. You and I both know there is another world beyond this one. The spirit world. We all go there. And some of us come back from there. Life and death, they are not separate. It's a cycle. Whatever you think you've done to Sapphire, all you've done is just move her on to the next stage, and she will be where she deserves to be. And she will come back here when her spirit is ready to. You are a child of destiny. You are just enacting destiny's will. And that is a burden. That is a burden. I do not blame you for all this time. And you know, you of all people know what I've gone through and what I've carried. So you know.
I think Nuro's eyes well up at that, the thought of it.
You know that you will get through this. And what I need you to know is that when you do, I am here, Minh Fang is here, and Banji is here. And none of us are going to go away.
The both of you notice as you're having this moment together that Minh Fang and Banji, as well as Boster, are sort of walking past, and Boster is waving her arms wildly. Her face still looks really messed up from the fights that she was having, even though it's been 2 weeks. I think her face is just in a permanent rough state nowadays. And we know that they've been fighting for territory as well. It's like, guys, you gotta come. And she almost forcibly, if you don't start moving towards her, she almost forcibly comes to grab you. Her excitement or urgency is so high. And before you know it, you've gone 3 alleyways down, you've turned left, you've seen the lamppost, you've gone X amount of the way through, and you end up at the secret dock where all of this has gone down. And she goes, guys, look! And you see there are a bunch of mooks standing by. And they all stamp their feet and move their arms in a flowing motion. And you see from the bottom of the dock rises Sapphire's boat, complete with a Buster who is still holding on to the boat, who's patched up the hole that Minh Fang had made. With one final motion, all of the mooks that are there funnel all of the water that's in the hull out and over. And the vessel is seaworthy again. Hey guys! I got your boat! If you want it, it's yours!
Minh looks at the 4 of us around and then looks at the 30-something people it's taken to lift the boat up and then thinks back to the 30-something people it requires to pilot and is like, Boster, I know you mean so well, and this is very impressive. I don't know how 4 people can pilot this thing alone.
Oh, come with me. And she grabs you by the hand. She goes, I will need you. And she grabs Banji and basically runs onto the vessel. A gangplank is laid down. And you go through and it's like, Sapphire wanted everything to look really, really old because that's just how she did things. But look at this. And Banji, you have seen this before. This is an engine. This is a big engine. Yeah, it takes a lot of waterbenders to move it. Or one firebender. You look around and you realize that this particular hole that they're in would be big enough for Hikaru.
Cool.
technically Hikaru could power this boat by himself just by sneezing.
Because if you don't want it, I'll keep it.
Oh, well, hold on a minute.
we didn't say that.
Say that. We were just. Can we just?
Because I am a firebender. I can make this
No,
go.
yeah. No. I mean, I'd like a moving house. I mean, I don't like that it's on the water, but hey, beggars can't be choosers.
I mean, look, there is a definite downgrade in style. Flying on a dragon to, I mean, just getting to places by the way that we have and going on a
Yeah,
ship.
by the dragon. It's very pretty.
Yeah, that's right. You know about the dragon. That's okay.
Shh. I mean, listening ears, Foster.
Everyone who's on this ship is either dead or abandoned. It's fine.
It might be a bit more low key than just flying a dragon into some place and then everyone going, "Oh, I just saw a dragon for the first time in my life."
That's very true. And
So we're in the scene?
Yeah, we're all
so,
here.
yeah.
We're all here. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, no, she physically grabbed those two,
Okay.
but everyone, like, she's made sure by head motions and waving
Okay.
her arms about that you're involved.
Okay. Tomo kind of stamps his feet on the hull. That satisfying metallic tang. It's sturdy.
Yeah.
I think it's good to have options.
And look, I mean, I have powered one of these before. I could probably do it again. It is only a fraction of my power as a dragon, but like, you know, we said a dragon could power this, so I suppose I could be convinced.
We could get like some cushions for Hikaru.
Oh, Hikaru. Right, that makes more sense.
Oh, No,
Me?
the real dragon. You know,
Well,
an actual dragon.
Right.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, why don't we call it the Iron Dragon? So we still travel by dragon wherever we go.
That's a bit on the nose.
Well, to be fair, Tomo's hit it right. It isn't a steel/iron ship, but it is on the outside. It looks like it's entirely made of wood.
Oh, okay, scratch that name. We don't want to give that away. The Wooden Dragon. No.
No, because that sounds like we're actually not as good
No,
as we
exactly.
think we are.
No.
Yeah, no.
The Ironwood Dragon.
No.
I don't think I can be here any longer.
Nuro, let's go talk on the deck. I know, just humor me for a moment.
Humor. Okay, men.
You guys keep thinking of a name. I give them some finger guns.
The finger guns, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Back out.
do I get a text Ted now?
Yeah, get some text.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine.
Texting Ted is the new.
Texting Ted.
That's going to be his new Twitter handle, X handle.
Quite deliberately, I sort of go to where we were fighting Sapphire. All right. What's going on, kid?
What do you mean what's going on? You know what's going on, man.
Yeah. But tell me. Say the words. I know that might be hard, but
I think they look for blood, maybe, on the boards. Might be washed away probably, but they're looking for
absolutely.
it. They're looking for it though. They're imagining it, and I think they're just stammering, like they can't, like they're.
you feel you're looking. What are you looking for? You're trying to find some evidence of what's happened. You feel bad. You feel guilty.
There is no blood. There is almost no sign of a battle around.
Yeah. Before you did what you did, I was over here, and Minh sort of walks over to where he hit his head. Not many people know this, but sometimes when you hit someone in the head, they just die. You know, it just happens. It's unfortunate, but we're not as strong naturally as we think we are.
Yeah, my cousin fell out of a tree one time.
Your cousin fell out of a tree.
Oh.
Yeah, my grandfather fell down some stairs. It was sad. It was unfortunate. You know, that was done to me deliberately. You were slashed across the chest with a giant ice claw.
Nuro grabs that.
Tomo, when he was a kid, was forced into drowning until he came up with a power that he never knew he could have had. Banji has served the majority of his life for a warmongering nation that's trying to wipe us all out. I burned Banji's friend possibly to death with some lava, but 3 weeks ago. These are trying times, and we do stuff. We what we can do in the moment. And I guarantee that if you didn't put that icicle through Sapphire, she would have put 7 more through you. You know that for certain. You know she was after you. You didn't have a choice. And I'm not saying...
I know it.
So?
My mama taught me to protect people, not hurt people.
Yeah. I go over to Nuro and I hold them. I know, and your mum was right.
And I was so scared, man.
I know. And
I was so scared.
I just hold Nuro while they sort of let it out. Like, hey, and you know what? This doesn't mean you got to do it to everyone. It's just what happened. And I sort of pat them on the back. It's like, Sapphire was a terrible, evil person.
She was bad.
Yeah. She put me in danger for a long time on my time in Shimsum. She constantly claimed I had debt, even though I didn't. She murdered people. She stole children off the street.
Man, I can't stop thinking about that. What if it hadn't worked out? What if they got me that night? What if that mean lady got her hands on me?
Yeah.
What if they tried to do something with me?
I know. And I'm sort of holding, and I let them sort of process it just a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit limp in your arms, but as they're talking and expressing, I think they're slowly returning the hug. Yeah.
And Minh gets down on his knees and holds them in close. And
I want you to roll guide and comfort for me, please, with harmony.
So sorry, I actually forgot to say that I did not take away conditions. I have angry and troubled marked at the moment.
I have guilty marked because I feel guilty about putting Nuro in the situation. Like, I should have had to off Sapphire, not Nuro. It's just the way that it happened, but that's why I've still got guilty.
Yeah.
7.
Georgie, Nuro has a choice. They can embrace the guidance and comfort that Minh Fang is trying to give them, clear a condition and ask them a question for them to answer honestly. Or you can shut him down and inflict a condition on him while he shifts your balance, as you don't take anything he's saying seriously.
I'll accept the guide and comfort.
Minh sort of holds Nuro away. It's like, all these things that happen, that's it. They just happen, okay? Destiny put us here. Destiny made us make these choices. That doesn't mean we have to punish ourselves for them. Would you have done it if Sapphire was never there? No. If Sapphire was a better person, this whole thing would have been different. But she wasn't. So it happened.
What question does Nuro ask of Minh Fang?
Does it scare you, men? Having that power? Lava bending?
Yeah. It scared me my whole life. So much so that when I finally did it deliberately, it was huge. You were there. It's a scary thing. It's something that I've been told every day for most of my life. Don't do it. It's bad. You'll get in trouble. I'm a draft dodger. They've been trying to find an excuse to send me off to war, you know? And that day's going to come, and it's going to be because I've been lava bending more. And I'm going to keep doing it, and it's scary. Yeah. But one thing I read in all the stories, and we're in one now, and he has a wry smile. He's like, courage is doing something even when you're afraid. Being afraid is a good thing. It means you care. It means you have an outcome that you want. And being afraid is kind of like being excited. It's energy. It's movement. You know? It's emotion. And what have we learned from Tomo? Emotion is good. Okay? Now.
It's good.
Okay. Yeah, great. You're allowed to feel things, all right? I'm not an expert on this. I don't know. This is just how I've felt. But maybe you should go talk to Banji.
I think Banji walks up onto the deck and sees, probably just at the sort of tail end of your conversation, and sees Minh gesture to Banji and sort of just waits for Nuro to turn and look at him.
I think that at this point, there've been like a few tears, but I think that as soon as they turn and see Banji, it just, like, wobbling lip, like big eyes, and you see, I think, a kid again for the first time in a few weeks.
I have literally forgotten at times in the last however many chapters that Nuro is in fact a 10-year-old child.
Yeah. I think that they see Banji and they cry like a kid. I'm talking like snot and tears, and they're just like arms at their side, like neck back, just like Banji.
Oh, we want. Come here. And Banji walks up and picks them up like a baby, like under the arms and cradles them, and then
Just dangling legs.
legs, yeah, and starts walking off the ship, and sort of carrying them and consoling them, and walking through the alleyways, and then when they get to a place that he recognizes, he actually goes to somewhere that he knows very well, and that him and Nuro spent a lot of time when they first came to Shimson Big Island.
I think as Minh and Tomo were just standing there watching them go off the ship, and I think Minh just goes, "Man, I am not good at this."
You're great at this.
But he just sort of like turned around and started crying. I'm like, "Ah, damn it."
No. Tomo puts his hand on you. As always, Minfang, you surprise me.
Look, I think Banji can. I think Banji's got this. And hey, maybe we all just do. We can all be 1/3 of a qualified parent. Anyway, that's
Great.
So when Banji and Nuro first came to Shimson Big Island, they obviously didn't have any money. And I think we've spoken about before what we did to get money. So Banji takes Nuro back to that little, it's almost like a clay pit. Like it's just an abandoned sort of area where the ground is a bit more clayish than sand or dirt or whatever. And he gets a little bucket of water from the nearby well and sits down next to it and sits, plonks Nuro down and then sits down cross-legged and sort of pats his lap, inviting them to come and sit in his lap.
Nuro accepts, I think,
Yeah.
very quickly. Yeah.
And as they do, Banji sort of takes the toy that's attached to their hip, the broken toy, and gets the pieces. And I think it's time that we fix this. I think it's been broken for long enough now. And, we've got the clay here and we've got some water. I think it's about time that we put some effort into maybe patching this up.
I think Nuro's a little bit confused at first, but then catches on to what this moment is. It's about sitting down and using your hands to, create something.
I think we see that. I think that there is almost an hour of time where neither of you speak to each other because you don't have to. This goes back to those first days you were on the island where you had some connection,
Yeah.
but you still didn't quite know each other well. You just knew you were connected. And I think this is so reminiscent of that in every way. And after an hour of the two of you working together, clay going somewhere, Banji holding onto it and killing it back to normal, both of you hold up this toy and it's whole again.
See, Nuro, sometimes things that we hold dear in this world, they'll break. And sometimes it's because of something we do, and sometimes it's because of something someone else does. And that's okay. Things break. That's what happens. But it's important to know that we have people around us who can help put those pieces back together and replace parts that have been broken too much and fix them in ways that we may not have expected. And it will forever be different. It's never going to be that toy that you once had. But now it's fixed. It can still go on. It can still do what it needs to do, and that is be a toy and be a source of joy and have fun. It's okay to have fun again, even when things are broken.
I think that Nuro hears you out and thinks about something that it triggers like a thought that they've had for a long time, and they're like, Banji, I've been so scared of going home. I thought that I just wanted to protect my home and stay away, but maybe I've been worried that I'm broken and that if I go back, I'll just make everything worse, but it's already bad, and I guess I've always had this power. I've always been able to see visions. I've do things that nobody can do, but since coming out here, it's been different, and it's not the swamp, it's me. I guess I'm just scared that when I go home, my mama won't even recognize me anymore.
Of course they will, Nuro. You of all people should know that things grow, things change, things go in directions that we might not expect, but it's still you. No matter what happens, it's still you. And the things that we've done because that's what we had to. And your mother's going to recognize you, of course. And she's going to be really proud of the wee kid that stands in front of her. Because I know I am.
Even if I hurt somebody real bad?
Definitely. Because that's what love is, Nuro. It's accepting people even for their flaws. I mean, after all, you accepted me and you love me.
I do love you, Banji.
I love you too, Nuro. And Banji pulls you in for a big hug.
Yeah, Nuro reciprocates, and I think there's probably the toy between them as well.
Maybe it breaks.
Breaks again.
I veto the breaking. I want.
I think there's a really, really solid long embrace with that, and then I guess from there we probably rejoin, and there's. Sorry.
I was going to say, as we're walking back, Banji says, "Come on, show me how this thing works."
Yeah, I was going to say, I reckon that they rock up with Nuro, actually, waterbending. Water.
Yeah, this little squidfish toy is flying through the air.
Yeah, and they've got like the same determination on their face, but it's a little less, I've murdered somebody in the background of it.
And, well, I was going to say, and just like that, Nuro looks like a kid again.
Yeah.
Can I have a little moment with Minh Fang before they come back?
Yeah.
Everything you said to Nuro,
Oh, you heard that?
you know me.
We got to talk about some boundaries, Tomo.
Have you said that to yourself?
Huh?
Have you said those kind of things to yourself?
No. Why would I need to do that?
Are you sure?
I'm not. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm here if you need me, Minh Fang.
Yeah. He sort of like throws his hand.
We're looking after Nuro, but we're looking after each other too.
Yeah, of course. I'm fine. Listen, I am great. I feel great. Better than I've felt in a long time. Sure, it's probably the painkillers talking. But, what was the question?
Tomo looks at you, and how good are you at hiding the pain here?
Yeah, I feel this is almost a trick roll here.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
absolutely deflecting.
Yeah.
100%. He's like, man, you just went through hell and Nuro killed a guy. Don't worry about me.
Let's see that creativity.
Whew, trick.
Oh, classic Jeff.
Classic, man.
Classic.
That's a 6. That's a 6.
Yeah, like you do not buy it for a moment.
Yeah.
Matter of-
Very clearly.
I think what it comes out as, because I'm fine. And it goes for about a minute. Mark of fatigue as you have strained your voice.
Come on, man. I just got cleared of fatigue.
This is like the opposite of what I'm trying
You
to
get
do.
what- yeah, I know. You know Minh's avoid.
Hey, we all know that men will only recover if they let people help them.
Yep.
Minh's
alright.
very clearly avoiding.
So Ash, you can call it here. I can either probe this, or you could have the other two come back.
I think that Yeah.
I think maybe at that, Minh very clearly failing to convince you. You sort of give him a look, and he's like, "Right, we need to get this ship into ship shape. I'll go get some supplies. You check the rigging.
I'm gonna pick the biggest and best room for myself.
All right, well, mate, I'll go get Hikaru then. Fine. Arturo, you can stay on the ship.
Hooray, I'm the captain.
Well,
No, you are not.
Yeah, Captain Arturo at your service.
And one of his little wings flaps in front like he's saluting himself.
Which, like his butterfly wing or his
Yeah.
puffin wing?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Captain Arturo. Take us to the. Is it the God? What is it? What did Captain command from? Like, is that like a command deck? What's the name?
The helm?
The helm.
The helm.
God, I should know that.
Why? Are you a sailor?
No,
Lucas,
well,
are you secretly a sailor?
Well, I guess I'm trying to call out that Arturo probably wouldn't even know what a helm is. Or, he has no
right,
qualification and like.
Says the guy that.
Exactly,
doesn't know
right?
what
That's
it
why
is.
it's funny, but like. All right, Captain Arturo, take us to the helm.
All right.
And he flies to the top where the giant steering wheel is. And he sits on it and he goes, like this. And he puts all of his pressure on one side and the wheel slowly starts to move and turn the rudder.
I'm going to let you deal with this. Goes down the plank.
It's probably about this time that you see the other two coming back up.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, I'll be back soon. Going to get some supplies and get the lizard.
Wait, man.
Yeah.
Nuro just sends the toy up to your face and gives you a little kiss with it.
It's like, oh, you fix it. And he grabs it. And he grabs it too hard and breaks it. Oh. I didn't think it was this brittle. I can fix this. And he sees it's made out of clay. And he's like tries to earthbend it, but it's so wet that it's like gets all muddy and goopy from the water inside, and it's like really droopy on one side now. And he's like, "Here, see, it's okay. I fixed it."
I think Nuro takes it and it's like,
I'm so sorry. I'm gonna go get the lizard, and he just quickly runs away.
never
Minh, you absolute idiot.
You see it all whale from.
Yeah. I can't have anything nice.
As you walk onto the deck of the ship and you see that Captain Arturo is slowly moving the rudder of a non-moving ship because the engine is not currently on, he says,
Hey, everyone. Hey, guys, I come with the name of the ship. Arturo's Folly. What do we think?
I could do with some work.
Nuro's folly.
Oh, what would you call it then?
Tomo look at you, Nuro, and I just double check with Banji here. Like this, we're going with this.
Of course.
We were thinking this is the vagrant.
The vagrant. I like that. I think I know someone who would like that too.
It doesn't quite have the same ring to it, but I'll allow it.
You hear Minh going, "No, out, no, left, under the dock. Come on!" And then you see Hikaru slither in the water with Minh in his mouth. He's like, "Yes, out. We're here. Can you just? I'm covered. Just let me go." And he doesn't. And then he just like slithers up onto the ship and drops Minh down in a thud. I got the lizard.
I think Nuro puts a hand out to help you to your feet.
Thank you. He grabs it and stands up. It's like, you can't like drool bend by any chance. He sort of stands with his arms out.
I think is thick probably and close enough to the swampy water. I give it a good old go trying to drag it off you.
You got a choice. You can just let this happen or you can roll for it.
I'd love to roll.
Yeah, you roll for it. Get a +1. It is swampy.
Oh,
That's an 11. Yeah, so just trying to just
a min-shaped outline of drool just comes off, and then just silhouettes it. Almost, I think that you actually manipulate it, kind of like the toy, and it just sort of walks over
yeah.
to the
I
edge
just make it like
and then just leaps into the
Yeah.
water.
That was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Thanks, kid.
Bester walks up, and is like, and you're all loaded up, ready to go. Yep, all patched up, everything's done.
Wait, Bester, you're like good at painting and sign writing, right?
I don't think this has ever been the case, but I'll give it a red hot crack.
I think that's just the boys chose a name, so
Yeah, what do we need?
Minh doesn't know. Canonically, does not know the name of the ship yet. But
He stares at you intently.
I asked them. I didn't. They named it.
Minfang, we've decided to call it the Vagrant.
Yeah, all right, whatever. Just don't tell Yanni.
no. I think she'll really like it.
Fine, it makes sense.
I think for a moment Nuro tries to gather all of you into one place, and they look at you one by one and very seriously say, "Thank you, fellas." And it's that simple, but they just really wanted to tell you that. Thank you.
Hey,
Keeping their feet on the ground.
Minh pulls out his water flask on his side, and he just lifts it up and pretends to go for a drink, and then he just squirts it in Nuro's face. He's like, "Hey, you're it," and runs away.
Why, you little...
I know. I think before you do that.
Oh, yeah.
And you try to run away, but Tomo's massive arm encircles all of you because Tomo was the only one who didn't get a Nuro hug. So now he's gonna get a hug from all of you.
Yay.
Boom.
Big hug.
And you all just appreciate just how weirdly scaly his skin is now. It's a little bit gross, but you know what? He means well.
I still picture that he's like now trimming down and looking super buff at them.
Oh yeah, he's Swomo? What's the word? Did you call it?
Yeah.
Swallow. I think I called him.
Not swallow. No.
Bromo? Was it?
Bromo. That's the one.
Basically, by the time you finish this hug, you see Bester has got a paint can and brush. He goes, "You're all set. It's on the stern. You can go whenever you like."
All right.
Thanks, man.
Hikaru, let's mosey. And then we go on down to the engine room.
And we start moving, and I'm like, "This is really cool." Who's driving the ship?
And you look up, and Captain Arturo is staring off into the sunset.
The Book of War is Lucas Lee as Tomo, Georgie Hazel as Nuro, Ted Darling as Banji, myself Jesse Thomas as Minh Fang, and Ash Cooper as our Goose Monkey Game Master, Grand Master of the White Lotus, et al., etc., etc. Our theme song and outro, The Book of War Remains, is by Matt Harrison, and additional sounds and music are from zapsplat.com. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, jump on over. You can find some new art on there as well, so have a little cheeky gander at some of our new official art by our resident artist Harshmellow, aka Georgie. Also, a big thank you to our latest Patreon, Laurie Morris. Welcome to the gang. That's pretty much it for this week, so next episode will be out in 2 weeks on April the 20th. We'll see you then.
And I think I've forgotten his name. Arturo, thank you. I got to Poncho, and I was just like, that's not at all his name.
Poncho is an apparel.
An apparel. That's fair. I think
Arturo's a parrot.
but not a teacup parrot. Actually, I don't think puffins count as parrots.
They definitely don't.